Hello students, let's do rational numbers exercise 2b, page number 29. Question 1, mark the following pairs of rational numbers on separate number lines. So we have the first question 3 by 4 and minus 1 by 4. This is given to us and we have to show this on a number line. So let's draw a number line. So this is the integers number line that I have drawn. You should have arrowheads on both ends. On the left hand side you have arrowhead to show that it continues on the left hand side, and on the right also we have an arrowhead to show that the number line goes on the right hand side. Now we have to look at the denominator. So can you see the denominator? The denominator is 4. Now keep that in mind. Now let's begin by first marking 0 somewhere in the middle. So we have 0 there and the denominator is 4. That means between 0 and 1 there are 4 parts. So I cannot write 1 here next to 0. I can't put it next to 0. So I can't put it here, but I have to divide it into 4 parts. So from here 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will write 1 here. Okay, so let me write that there. So this part is 1. So I'm darkening that and this is 1. Similarly, on the left hand side also, you should have 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4 and this will be minus 1. So let's mark that. So this is minus 1. I'm darkening it. This is minus 1. Now remember, each part is a fraction. That is, since we have divided into 4 parts, each part will be a fraction. That is, the first part is 1 by 4 because we have divided into 4 parts. Second one will be 2 by 4. Then we have 3 by 4. And this one is 1 because it is 4 by 4. 4 by 4, if the numerator is divided by the denominator, same number by itself, it will be equal to 1. So we don't have to write 4 by 4 because it's understood it is 1. So we have 1 by 4, then we have 2 by 4, 3 by 4 and this is 1. Similarly on this side also we will have minus 1 by 4, minus 2 by 4, minus 3 by 4 and this is minus 4 by 4 which is equal to minus 1. So let's write that here. This is minus 1 by 4, minus 2 by 4 and minus 3 by 4. Now, what are we asked to mark on the number line? We have to mark 3 by 4. Now, where is 3 by 4? This is 3 by 4. Can you see? We have marked 3 by 4 here. And we have also been asked to mark minus 1 by 4, which is this, minus 1 by 4. So, we can remove the other integers, other rational numbers that we have drawn here. Not the integers, but the other rational numbers that we have shown here. So, as you can see, now we have 3 by 4. And we have minus 1 by 4. 3 by 4 and minus 1 by 4. So we have shown where it is. Okay, so let's darken that. So this is minus 1 by 4 and this is minus 3. This is 3 by 4. So we have marked what was asked in the question. We've got 3 by 4 here and we've got minus 1 by 4. So this is how we do it. Question 2. We have 2 by 5 and minus 3 by 5. So now first thing is 2 by 5 minus 3 by 5. First thing is we draw a number line. So we have a number line. We have arrowheads on both ends on the left hand side as well as the right hand side. Now let's mark 0 again somewhere in the middle. And this time look at the denominator. The denominator is 5. That means between 0 and 1 there are 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is where you will get 1. Okay, so let's write 1 there. So here we have 1. Let me write that. This is where we have 1. Similarly, on the other side, we have 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we have minus 1. So let's write that minus 1. So minus 1. Now let's go back to the question and see what we are asked to mark. We've been asked to mark 2 by 5, isn't it? 2 by 5. Remember, these are all 5 parts. From 0 to 1, we have 5 parts, and 0 to minus 1, we have 5 parts. So each part is a fraction. So this is 1 by 5, 2 by 5, 3 by 5, 4 by 5, and then we have 5 by 5 which is equal to 1, which we have already marked. Now the question says mark 2 by 5. So let's mark that. We have only this 2 by 5. So we have marked that. Now let's erase the remaining. We don't need the rest. Okay, so we'll remove the remaining and mark 2 by 5 clearly. So we've got 2 by 5. Now on the other side also we have 5 parts. Minus 1 by 5, minus 2 by 5, minus 3 by 5, minus 4 by 5 and minus 5 by 5. So that is minus 1. So we've been asked to mark only minus 3 by 5, which is this one, minus 3 by 5. And we can mark it here clearly. So all the rest we can remove. So let's remove the remaining fractions there. So now we have shown our markings. So here we have minus 3 by 5 and here we have 2 by 5. Question 3, 5 by 6 and minus 2 by 3. So first let's draw the number line. So we have a number line here. We have an arrowhead on the left hand side to show that the numbers will continue on the left hand side. We also have an arrowhead on the right hand side to show that the numbers continue on the right hand side. So first we'll mark 0 somewhere in the middle, and then remember on the right side you have the positive numbers, on the left side we have the negative numbers. Now on the right side we have positive numbers, so let's look at the number that is positive in the question given to us, 5 by 6. So the denominator is 6. That means we are going to have 6 parts here before we reach 1. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is where you will have 1. So between 0 and 1 there are 6 parts. So let's mark that. So this is where you will have 1. And each part is a fraction. That means here we will have 1 by 6, 2 by 6, 3 by 6, 4 by 6, 5 by 6, and the next one is 6 by 6, which is equal to 1. Now the negative number that we have got here is minus 2 by 3. So there are two ways of doing this. One way is we are going to leave this rational number as it is. We're going to look at the denominator, and the negative side we are going to divide it into 3 parts. So after 3 parts you will have minus 1. So here we have 1, 2, 3. 3 parts because the denominator is 3. So here we will write minus 1. So let's do that. So this is the part where we have minus 1. Now each part is a fraction. So this is minus 1 by 3 because we've divided it into 3 parts. The next one will be minus 2 by 3. And then minus 3 by 3 is minus 1. So now let's look at the question and see what we have been asked to mark. So first we have to mark 5 by 6. So this is a positive number. It will be on the right side of 0. So where is 5 by 6? 5 by 6 is here. So let's mark 5 by 6. So this is 5 by 6, and we will highlight this portion also to show that this is where we have to mark 5 by 6. That means we don't need all the other rational numbers, isn't it? So we can take away all the other rational numbers. So only 5 by 6 is marked. Now let's go back to the question. Now here we have finished with a positive number. Now the negative number is minus 2 by 3. So here we have minus 2 by 3. So let's mark the answer and remove the other rational number. So let's remove the other rational number here. And let's mark only 2 by minus 2 by 3. So we have minus 2 by 3, and this is the portion. So this is one way of doing it. Now there's another way of doing it. Let's try that also. So if we take that same question, 5 by 6 and minus 2 by 3. Now here you can see that they are unlike fractions. One has a denominator 6 and the other has a denominator 3. So we can make them like fractions by finding the LCM of the denominators. So let's get the LCM of 6 and 3. So we have 6 and 3. Let's find the LCM. Now you can use 2. 2 3s are 6, and we bring down this 3. Now use 3 again. 3 1s are 3 and 1 again. So what is your LCM? LCM is 2 into 3. 2 3s are 6. So here we have 5 by 6 as it is. We're going to use the LCM as the denominator. Now here it's going to be 6. That means what is our numerator? So 3 2's are 6. That means we multiply this also by 2. 2 2's are 4 and we have a minus sign. So what do we have now? We have minus 4 by 6. So now we have two rational numbers, 5 by 6 and minus 4 by 6, which we can show on the number line. So let's do that. So draw a number line again. So let's start by writing 0 and look at the positive rational number 5 by 6. That means we're going to divide it into 6 parts before we reach 1. So let's see where it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 will come here. So let's mark 1 there. So here this is 1. Now let's look at the negative number. The negative number is minus 4 by 6. The denominator is 6. So after 6 parts we have 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we get minus 1. So let's write down minus 1 there. So here we have minus 1. Now let's start with the first one, 5 by 6. Let's mark it here. 1 by 6, 2 by 6, 3 by 6, 4 by 6, and this will be 5 by 6. So let's mark that 5 by 6. So we finished the first one. This is where you will mark 5 by 6 and this is a point where you get 5 by 6. Now look at the other one. Now here we have minus 4 by 6. So let's see, minus 1 by 6, minus 2 by 6, minus 3 by 6, minus 4 by 6 is here. So first let's mark that minus 4 by 6. So this is minus 4 by 6 and this is the part where we get minus 4 by 6. And minus 4 by 6 is actually minus 2 by 3, isn't it? That's how we got minus 4 by 6 from minus 2 by 3. So we will change this to minus 2 by 3. So this will be minus 2 by 3, minus 2 by 3. So let's mark this answer. So this is another way of doing it. So both these methods are correct. You can use one of these methods to get your answer. Question 4, we have 2 by 5 and minus 4 by 5. One is a positive number and the other is a negative number. So let's draw the number line. So this is a number line which has arrowheads on both ends. Let's have a 0 in the middle. So we have 0 here. Now look at the denominator of the positive number and the negative number. Both are 5. That means after 0, we're going to have 5 parts before we get 1. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the fifth part. This is where we will get 1. So let's write 1 here. So this is where we have 1. Similarly, on the left hand side also, where we have the negative numbers to the left of 0, we need to have 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is where we will get minus 1. So let's write that. So this is minus 1. So this is the main part, that is minus 1. So on the positive side, what are our fractions? So this will be 1 by 5, 2 by 5, 3 by 5, 4 by 5 and 5 by 5. And the question says 2 by 5. So let's mark only 2 by 5 on the right hand side of 0. So this is 2 by 5. So this is the part where we have 2 by 5. That means we can remove the other rational numbers. So let's remove that. So on the positive side, we have 2 by 5. Now let's check the negative side. We have minus 4 by 5. So what are the fractions here? Let's write out the fractions here. So this will be minus 1 by 5, minus 2 by 5, minus 3 by 5, minus 4 by 5. And the other one is minus 5 by 5, which is equal to minus 1. So here we have minus 4 by 5. So let's look out for that. So here on the number line, this is where we have minus 4 by 5 and this is the portion. That means we can take off all the other rational numbers. So we promote the others and we have our answer. We have 2 by 5 which we have shown here and minus 4 by 5 which we have marked here. Question 5, 1 by 4 and minus 5 by 4. So let's first draw the number line. Okay, and let's mark 0 in the middle. We've got 0. So let's mark it here. Now let's look at the denominator. The denominator is 4 on both sides. For both the rational numbers, the denominator is 4. So that means there are 4 parts before 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 comes here. Similarly, on the left side, 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1 comes here. Minus 1. That means each part is a fraction. So this is 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4, and 4 by 4 is equal to 1 by 1. Now on the other side, we have minus 1 by 4, minus 2 by 4, minus 3 by 4. Now let's look at the first one. What are we asked to mark? We are asked to mark 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 is here. Let's mark that and remove all the other rational numbers. So 1 by 4 is this, and let's mark it here. Now we're going to erase the other rational numbers. We don't need the other rational numbers. That is just for our information. Now, on the other side, we have minus 5 by 4. Now, where is minus 5 by 4? We have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. This will be minus 4, and this will be minus 5 by 4. So, let's write it there. So, this is minus 5 by 4. So, this is what we need because this is asked in the question. So, let's mark it minus 5 by 4. And this. Let's remove all the other rational numbers. So now what have we here? We have this number line showing minus 5 by 4 and 1 by 4 as it is asked in the question. Question 2, compare. So we have two fractions here. We have to compare and say which is bigger or which is smaller. Now look at the two fractions. Both are positive. Look at their denominators. One is 5, one is 7. That means these are unlike fractions. Whenever we compare unlike fractions, we have to change them to like fractions. That is one way of doing it. To change them to like fractions, we have to give them the same denominator, isn't it? So we have to find the LCM of the denominators. So let's do the first method first. So we're going to find the LCM of 5 and 7. So let's do that. 5 and 7, let's find the LCM. Take the prime number 5. 5 ones are 5 and then 7 and then continue. 7, you can divide it by 7 itself. Now the LCM is 5 into 7. 5 sevens are 35. So the LCM is 35 and we're going to use that LCM as the common denominator. So now 3 by 5, I will give it the LCM, the denominator 35, which is the LCM. Similarly, 5 by 7 also will have the denominator 35. Now 5 into 7 is 35, isn't it? So we'll multiply 3 also by 7, we get 3 sevens are 21. Multiply 7 by 5, you get 35. So multiply 5 also by 5. 5 fives are 25. So now we have two fractions here, 21 by 35 and 25 by 35. As you can see, the denominators are the same now. So they are like fractions. So now it's easy to find which is bigger or which is smaller. So 25 by 35 is the greater fraction because the two numerators are 21 and 25. 25 is the bigger number. So 25 by 35 is the fraction 5 by 7. So 5 by 7 is greater than 3 by 5. So we can write that 5 by 7 is greater than 3 by 5. Now there's another way of doing this. Now if I take the two fractions 3 by 5 and 5 by 7, I can do cross multiplication. That is, I can multiply 3 and 7. 3 sevens are, I get 21, and I can multiply 5 into 5. 5 fives are 25. Now look and see which is greater. This is greater, isn't it? So this is an easy way of finding. That means 5 by 7 is greater. So I can write 3 by 5 and 5 by 7 and show that 5 by 7 is greater. So here we have two methods. The two methods, one is where we find the LCM and we find which is greater. So when we found the LCM, we got it this way. So we know that 5 by 7 is greater than 3 by 5. The other method is cross multiplication, and we found again that 5 by 7 is greater than 3 by 5. Question 2, we have two fractions here, two rational numbers here, minus 7 by 2 and 5 by 2. Now, this is a negative number. Can you see the minus sign? So this is a negative number and this is a positive number. And we know that all negative numbers are smaller than positive numbers. Keep your number line in mind and remember that all negative numbers are smaller than positive numbers. So if I have to write these two rational numbers, minus 7 by 2 and 5 by 2, we know that minus 7 by 2 is smaller than 5 by 2 because it is a negative number. Question 3. Here we have minus 3 and 2 by 4. Minus 3 is a negative number and this is a positive number. That means minus 3 is smaller than 3 by 4. So let's write that down. Minus 3 is smaller than 3 by 4. Question 4. We have minus 1 by 2 and 0. Now this is a negative number, minus 1. 1 by 2 is a negative number. 0 is in the middle. It's neither positive nor negative. But this will come on the left hand side of 0 because it's a negative number. And negative numbers are all smaller than 0. So let's write that down. Minus 1. 1 by 2 is smaller than 0. Next one, 0 and 3 by 4. Now 0 is neither positive nor negative and all negative numbers are smaller than 0 and all positive numbers are greater than 0. So this is 0 and this is a positive number. So 0 is smaller than 3 by 4. So let's write that 0 is less than 3 by 4. Next we have 3 and minus 1. So this is a positive number. 3 is a positive number and minus 1 is a negative number. So 3 is greater than minus 1. So we can write that 3 is greater than minus 1. Again we have comparison. Question 1, minus 1 by 4 and 0. So 0 as we know is neither positive nor negative. And all the negative numbers are to the left of 0. That means they are smaller than 0. So here we can write straight away, we can write minus 1 by 4 is less than 0. Question 2, we have 1 by 4 and 0. 0 is neither positive nor negative. All the numbers to the left of 0 are negative and smaller. All the numbers to the right of 0 are positive and greater. So this is a positive number. It's greater than 0. So let's write down 1 by 4 is greater than 0. Next one, minus 3 by 8 and 2 by 5. So as we can see, 1 is a negative number and 1 is a positive number. The negative number is smaller than the positive number. So minus 3 by 8 is less than 2 by 5. So let's write that down. Minus 3 by 8 is less than 2 by 5. Question 4, we have two rational numbers and as you can see, both are negative numbers. Now here the denominator is positive. Here it's negative. We're going to change it to a positive denominator so that we can work out. So here let's begin by writing that. So here the first one is minus 5 by 8 and the second one is 7 by minus 12. So we're going to remove the minus sign from the denominator. So in that case, when we remove it from the denominator, we have to give it to the numerator. So it's still the same. The meaning is still the same. The value is still the same. So now the denominators are both positive 8 and 12. So now if you have to compare these two fractions, as you can see, the denominators are different. So we have to change them to like rational numbers. So we have to find the LCM of the denominators 8 and 12. So let's do that. Let's find the LCM of 8 and 12. We begin with the prime number 2. 2 4s are 8. 2 6s are 12. We continue with 2 again. 2 2s are 4. 2 3s are 6. Continue again with 2. 2 1s are 2 and we bring down 3. Now we take 3. So this is 1 and 1. Now let's find the LCM. So we're going to multiply all the 2's. 2 into 2 into 2 and 3. So now 2 2s are 4. 4 2s are 8. 8 3s are 24. So the denominators have now become 24. So the first rational number, the denominator is 24. The second one also denominator is 24. Now let's get our numerator. So for that 8 into 3 is 24. So we have to multiply 5 also by 3. So what will we get? The sign is minus. 5 threes are 15. Now let's go to the second one. Now 12 into 2 is 24. So minus 7 into 2. What do we get? The sign is minus. 7 twos are 14. So now we have minus 15 and minus 14. Now if you can picture the number line in your mind, you know that minus 15 comes to the left of minus 14. Minus 15 comes to the left of minus 14. And you know all the numbers to the left of a number are smaller than it. Okay, so minus 15 is smaller than minus 14. So this rational number minus 15 by 24 is smaller than minus 14 by 24. So if you go back to the question, minus 5 by 8 is what we have in the question. Minus 5 by 8 is smaller than 7 by minus 12. Question 5. So we have two rational numbers here, 5 by minus 9 and we have minus 5 by minus 9. So this one, we're going to change this and make this a positive number. So the minus sign is going to go to the top. So let's write that. So that is going to become minus 5 by 9. Now the denominator is positive. Now let's look at the other rational number. We have minus 5 by minus 9. You can cancel the minus sign. So that becomes 5 by 9. Now the denominators are the same. So let's look at the numerators. One is minus 5 and the other is 5. So this is a negative number. This is a positive number. The negative number is smaller than the positive number. So what is our answer here? Minus 5 by 9 is less than 5 by 9. So if you go back to the question, you will say 5 by minus 9 is less than minus 5 by minus 9. Question 6. So let's look at the two rational numbers given here. First one is minus 7 by 8 and the other one is 5 by minus 6. Here the denominator is positive. Here the denominator is negative. We're going to make it positive. So let's write down the first one. So the first one will be minus 7 by 8 without a change, minus 7 by 8. And the other one, 5 by minus 6, we're going to make it minus 5 by 6. So now both are positive. Let's find the LCM of the denominators 8 and 6. So let's divide this by 2. 2 4s are 8, 2 3s are 6. Continue with 2. 2 2s are 4. You bring down 3. Continue with 2, 1 and 3. Now we use 3, 1 and 1. So what is the LCM here? LCM is 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. So what do we have? 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 3s are 24. So we are going to use 24 as the common denominator. So now this rational number has the denominator 24. This one also has the denominator 24. Now 8 3s are 24, so minus 7 into 3. That will be minus 21. Now what about 6 here? 6 into 4, so minus 5 into 4. Minus 5 into 4 will be minus 20. So here we have two rational numbers, minus 21 by 24 and minus 20 by 24. The denominators are the same. So look at the numerators. Minus 21 will come after on the left side of minus 20, isn't it? So minus 21 is smaller than minus 20. So let's write that down. That means the rational number minus 7 by 8 is less than minus 5 by 6. And if you go back to the main question given, minus 7 by 8 is less than 5 by minus 6. Question 7. Here we have 2 by 7 and minus 3 by 8. So the first rational number is 2 by 7. Second one, minus 3 by minus 8. Now the minus sign will get cancelled and that becomes 3 by 8. So we have 2 by 7 and 3 by 8. So let's find the LCM of 7 and 8. So here, let's start with 2. 7, 2 4s are 8. Continue with 2. I bring down 7, 2 2s are 4. Continue with 2 again. Bring down 7, 2 1s are 2. Now I can use 7. 1 and 1. So what is my LCM? LCM is 2 into 2 into 2 into 7. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 7s are 56. So for my first rational number, my denominator is 56. My second one also, my denominator is now 56. 7 into what is 56? 7 into 8. So multiply this also by 8. 8 2s are 16. The second rational number, 8 into 7 is 56. So 3 into 7. 3 7s are 21. So now you can make out 16 and 21. 16 is less than 21. That means if you go back to the question, 2 by 7 is less than minus 3 by minus 8. So children, we'll stop with this for now. In our next video, we will continue with the remaining questions. Thank you, children.